Hi guys and happy Wednesday. I am your host Priscilla Moy and we are here live in studio at Social Media Shows Network. Every Wednesday we go live at 3 p.m. and introduce you to some amazing people here in Las Vegas and beyond. As always, like I always say, we have two amazing guests that are ready to sit in this hot seat to tell you their story, what they love, and why they pursue what they want to pursue. We love hearing your comments every single week and your shares, and having all of you come and submit your bios to production is absolutely amazing. I love meeting new people. I love learning people's stories, bringing them on here, and I always tell you guys that I'm inspired every single week by hearing everything that they love to do and why. We all come here in an open space, in a very, very safe space, and I always love just sitting and listening and watching these people unfold. So when we come back from the break, we're going to have two amazing people, two amazing women. Let's get this started. Two boss women that are going to be sitting here, and normally we kind of have a theme every week. Somehow, it's never planned, but somehow there's always something in common with all of our guests, and I love finding out what that is. I'm not going to tell you what that is yet, but I'm pretty sure I know what that is. But it's going to be amazing. One girl is going to be something that you've never seen before. I know a lot of you are really used to seeing, the people that do the same type of stuff every week, but I love expanding. So we're going to kind of stray away from what you guys are normally used to seeing and going to go dive into something that me and her kind of have a big interest in. So if you guys know me at all, you guys kind of know where that lies. But when we come back from the break, we are going to meet them. So make sure to grab your lunch, grab your drink, sit down, and stay tuned after this break to meet our first guest, which I can't wait for you to meet. And we will see you then. Stay tuned.
Traditional TV is going away. Hollywood is starting to fade. People are demanding real stories from real people. Our voices are now being heard in our own way. Podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok Live are becoming the norm. Internet TV has now reached the highest demand in human history. Social media shows is now the new media of the century.
Now on digital and DVD.
Did it?
Space Wars: Quest for the Deep Star is an epic sci-fi adventure.
Do what needs to be done.
An edge-of-your-seat wild ride.
We have company.
Tons of popcorn-munching fun. 5 stars. A love letter to the sci-fi films of the 70s and 80s. With plenty of action and fun for all. You need to see it. You really do.
The captain just decided it's time to go.
I am ready for a sequel. Experience a bold new adventure. Space Wars: Quest for the Deep Star.
A good old-fashioned adventure.
Now on digital and DVD.
Hi guys and welcome back to the hot seat. I am your host Priscilla Moy, and every week we're going to introduce you to some amazing guests, and we're just going to jump right into it. She actually is one of the Dream Tracks actresses and models. She came back from New York recently at the IMTA convention, and let's hear her story. So everyone, please welcome Destiny Blacque. Hi, thank you so much for coming. Please take a seat. Thank you for being here. I know that this is not your first time in this studio.
It is not.
So you guys, she actually is tied to one of our guests that we had last week. We had Cameron on here last week.
Yes.
And we all know Dawn Sullivan. She is actually the host of Vegas Views. And you actually were a guest on there as well.
Yes, I was, yes.
And Dawn Sullivan is, tied to Dream Tracks. I'm pretty sure she's an instructor and all of those things. So you're here.
I'm here.
Fresh from New York.
Yes.
And I want to hear everything. So I looked on your Instagram page. There's a lot. You're an actress, you're a model, all these. That's what you're going through Dream Tracks for. But then you also have some dancing on there as well.
Yes, I do.
So, and you're 22.
I am.
You're young. And you went to UNLV, I'm pretty sure, right?
I did.
Yes, Girl, I found your LinkedIn. So basically, I want to hear everything. I want to hear your school experience and why you chose what you're doing now and what your goals are.
Yeah, so it actually, I was a very like rambunctious kid. I always wanted to show someone I was doing, if it was dancing, singing, making up stories. Like I always wanted to do that. And my mother was a singer. So like it never like came across as weird to me. So like, of course, I grew up in California, like the Culver City area. So that's where like all this kind of started and brewed up. And then we moved out here to Vegas around like 2012, 2013. And I kind of lost interest in it. Like I was like, oh, it's kind of, you know, like when you grow up, you hit puberty, you don't do the same things you did as a kid. And so in high school, I actually went to Cimarron here in Vegas. And I was like, okay, like what am I going to pick for electives? And I chose theater. It was like the last one on there. Nothing else was available. I was like, whatever, I'll just sit there and like just be bored. And then fortunately, it actually grew into something that I ended up loving. I had a teacher there. He was there for a couple years. He had a little favoritism towards some kids, so I didn't get to do much until my senior year. So my teacher there, his name is Mr. Curcio, and he put me in everything. He's like, you're so talented. You have to try and do this. I got leads and mostly all of the plays. I was like super excited. And I was like, oh my gosh, like this is something that I love doing. And I'm like, I don't know why. It just comes easy to me. I was like, I just do it. And like my mind is empty. Everything goes away. Sometimes people ask like, oh, what's going through your head? I'm like, nothing. Like absolutely nothing. It's just, it's crazy. And I did go to UNLV for a little bit. I did go for theater. And then I did have like a little rough patch. I actually lost my mom 2 weeks before I graduated high school. So like my world changed completely. So I was like, I'm not going to try to go for Juilliard. I'm just going to stay in Vegas, work, 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 live, live, live. And then after a little bit, I moved in with my dad. And he was like, I think you should start acting again. I was like, oh, okay. So I was like, oh, whatever. We'll see if I still have it in me. And eventually I found Dream Tracks and I was like, I love it here. I was like, I'm never leaving. Yeah.
So what pulls you in about theater? I mean, because differently, like I hear a lot of actors that come here and they're all about film. Myself, I went to school. I have a BFA in acting and theater, so I understand like the difference between what it's like being a film actor and a theater actor, and if you stay within those, because they're two completely different careers.
100%, yeah.
There's something that pulls you there.
There is.
So what was it about theater in general? Was it the lights? Was it just kind of like you on the stage?
Yeah. I feel like I was always surrounded by loving people. It's a different energy. Like I tell this to people all the time. I'm like, oh, you should do theater. You should do theater. Because like I'm still new to TV and film. I'm like, no, like theater is something that it's really hard to explain. You kind of have to be there to feel what it is. It's like a different pull. It's like, you're almost stepping into like a different universe in a way. It's like once you get used to it, like the crowd is not there, the lights are not there, you're just you, but you're not you. You're just,
there's an adrenaline.
It
I
is,
think people don't understand unless you're a performer.
100%, yeah. It's different. It's totally different from like TV and film.
So do you want to pursue a life on the stage, or are you trying to move past that and go into film, or do you feel like your heart's made for the stage?
I feel like my heart is definitely made for theater. I think it's something that like I'm just meant to do. Of course, I do love like TV and film acting, which I'm in school for now. But like after New York, I was so grateful that I got a scholarship to a New York conservatory. I was like, oh my gosh. I was like instantly, I was like, oh, I'm going to do musical theater. Like I don't even have to think about it. I'm like, well, why won't you do acting and film? I'm like, no, there's something else. There's something else.
Reasons. Yeah. That's something for you. So, you mean, you look like a really sporty person. So I feel like, you have this athleticism that would be required for musical theater.
Right.
I've seen all my counterparts, and I have a dance minor, so I can tell how much, stamina you need to have to constantly do musicals all the time.
100%.
So musical theater is definitely the way you would want to go versus the plays. So you're going to train in singing, you're going to train in the dance, you're going to train in acting. That's amazing.
Yes.
So tell us about, IMTA, this is kind of like a showcase, right?
Yes.
And you're going to have a bunch of agents out there watching you do your book, you do your thing. So how was that experience for you? What did you do? What was your performance like?
I loved it. I'd never been to New York before that. So like I was like when you get there, like everyone's like, oh, people are mean in New York. I was like, oh, these are my people. I was like, I love it here. I was like, I don't want to go back home. But I was in, I want to say at least like 13 to 15 different like competitions. So I was doing improvisation, cold reads, monologues, modeling, high fashion runway, commercial print. anything and everything essentially under the sun. I didn't go for singing because I am a trained singer. I do take classes here.
Yeah.
His name is Cody. I freaking love him. But I'm scared. I was like, I hate singing in front of people. I was like, I'm not going to do it. So I didn't do that. But like, it was such a good experience. I was like, I wanted to go to network and connect with people and like be in an area and in like a community where we're all going for the same goal. And I never felt any sense of like competition. Like I was like, oh, like what if they're me? And I'm like, okay, like, you know, stay to myself. But like I didn't feel the need to do that. Like everyone there was like very open arms, and I loved it.
Yeah, you have a New York vibe from the hair.
Thank you.
You know, right? Because I'm from Chicago, so I'm a Midwest, and I've had a lot of friends that go to New York. I've been in New York. I felt the vibe of that city, and it's 100% different from the West Coast.
100%.
Like the people are completely different. The way they attack, you know, life and daily work is completely different than it would be here.
Right.
So I can't wait to see what you do with that, because I feel like you're gonna have a big culture change.
Yeah,
but
for
the good
sure.
thing is that you're young and you're very open-minded.
Yeah.
Which I feel
Yes,
is huge.
yes.
So tell me about your Dream Tracks experience. What was that like? How long were you in it for? So that way maybe some people that would be doing Dream Tracks, like let's talk about that.
So before I went to Dream Tracks, I actually went to another school, and it just didn't work out for me. I felt very condemned and like shameful of my acting. I was like, this place just isn't for me. And then right then I was like, you know what? I'm going to try Dream Tracks, because I saw Dream Tracks. So I was like, I don't know. Like I had a friend at the other school, so I went with that one. So I walk in, everyone is just so nice and warm and like, hi, how's it going? I was like, oh my gosh. And like, I almost had like a little PTSD from the other school, because like we weren't allowed to make friends, or like we weren't allowed to like socialize after class. So like I'm hearing all these people and I'm like, oh, what? Like it's okay to like hang out, like, you know, like network and stuff. And Frank is like the warmest hug like anyone can ask for. Like, you know, like a lot of teachers are like, they'll do it for the money, and you can just tell Frank is not like that. He pushes me through my like the walls that I hit, and like the down days. He's like, Destiny, you're not gonna have an update every day, and you need to be okay with that. I'm like, you're right, and you can tell that he cares about his students. And I was like, I freaking love this place. I was like, I'm never ever going to another acting school here in Vegas. I'm Dream Tracks 100%, and I love it there. It's just such a good place to learn, but also a good place to like grow a family. Like we are a family. Like sometimes, you know, like we have our differences, but like we all care for each other. Yeah, it's just something you can't like pay for. Like no amount of money is ever worth like that connection.
Right.
Yeah.
And what was your favorite class? Because I know that they kind of train you not only in acting, but you know, you learn runway walk, and it's very brief from what I've researched and learned about things like the school is like this. You know, like it's kind of a really quick catching on, and then you kind of have to they throw you out into the wolves. So what was your favorite part, apart from kind of the morale in the place? What was the most important thing that you took from that you're going to carry with you forever?
Being able to be okay with the decisions I make as an actor. Coming from a place where it was more so the teacher's way or the highway, I was like, okay, like I guess I understand. And then when I got to Dream Tracks, Frank was like, no, we do like a breakdown. So like you break down your character, you do like the beginning, middle, end of a sentence, all this other stuff. And it's like, you know what? If you want to play this character that way, do it. I'm not going to stop you. Just be strong in your actions, be strong in your character. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like that's when I instantly knew. I was like, this man is just like pure gold. I was like, he's not forcing me to be someone that he sees the character being. He wants it to be my own perspective, and
he wants to make a choice,
100%
choice, and not half-assed choice.
And I was like, I love it. That's what sold me on this role. I was like, oh yeah, I can literally be here forever.
Because like the biggest thing that a lot of actors like don't understand is there's 4 major techniques on what kind of acting technique you're going to train under, and some work for some, and then some work for others, right? And so when you find that through your journey as an actor, after you go to like further training, you're going to be able to be strong enough and know that this is how I'm going to approach this role. Obviously, there are things that are going to come into play with direction, and things like that, but you would already know how to alter.
100%, yeah.
So I'm glad that you kind of found out and were confident in a way that you could be like, no, this is how I approach the character. And I think a lot of actors don't. They all want to be, method actors.
Right.
I don't know why, but that's like the biggest, most common thing. All these actors are like, I want to be a method actor, and I'm like, do you even know what that means?
Right.
I don't even know what that means.
Like,
I'm just like, okay. And it's like, oh my god, I didn't know it was that intense. I'm like, oh my god, never mind. But like, you know what I mean? Like, so I think that's amazing that the way that they're approaching this is very gentle, and
100%.
but it's gonna set you up for the New York aggression. So
100%.
I'm glad you have that foundation.
Yeah.
So what are your goals? Like, where do you want to end up post school? And
I think for me right now, I'm just gonna go where the wind takes me. Like, I don't have like a set place. Like, I don't have to go to New York, and I don't have to stay in Vegas. I want to keep my options open. So I'm like, okay, well, if TV and film is really good right now, then I'm gonna go do TV and film. But I do want to set goals for myself of, okay, well, let's make sure we submit to auditions. Like, just don't sit around lazy, because if you don't work, then you have to put the effort in. I want to take my singing seriously. I want to start taking my dancing seriously. Like, I'm not a trained dancer. I just go to like move. I'm like, okay, maybe I can get the hang of this. So like, just doing things that make me happy but also help my career is like what I'm aiming for.
I love that. Because you're not taking it too seriously.
Yeah, it's like, you gotta laugh at yourself sometimes.
It's a new generation. When I was training, trust me, it was not that easy, so I'm kind of envious of you. But is there a certain legacy that you're trying to leave behind if you do cultivate your goals in the future, your future self, future destiny 10 years from now? Is there a kind of legacy that you want to leave?
I just want people to be able to see the light in me or something. Like, I have a lot of, like, I do have like an RBF sometimes. Like, a lot of people before they know me, they're like, wow, you're like really intimidating. I'm like, what? Like, no, like, I'm like, when you get to know me and talk to me, I'm like so smiley and bubbly and just like open to anything. And I want like girls who look like me, or when I was younger, to be like, oh my gosh, like she looks like me. Like, representation is big, and being able to really speak up on things that you believe about. Like, some things, like, you just can't sweep some things under the rug. It's like, if you have a platform, use your voice. And I'm really big on that. Like, some people might disagree, some people might hate me, but I'm like, hey, if I know I'm doing right and God knows I'm doing right, then I'm doing right. So I'm good.
At least you're living a life on your terms. You're not doing it because someone told you to. And I love that. Because I think the biggest thing, and I want to applaud you for this, is the fact that you're finding this out early on in your training years, which is still now, even though you're 22 and like, you did in one school and you're going to another. It's still kind of a very impressionable time
100%.
In the industry. And those years, no matter what decade, everyone falls under that whole, okay, well, I have to be this because what if I never get to work again? Or like, I have to do this because that's just kind of how I have to build reputation, right? I don't want to be that one that causes the set to be in uproar. Everyone's got to stop rehearsals on this play and we're going to open in 2 weeks, right? Like, you don't want to be that person, but sometimes you have to in order for things to change. And then it's the gamble of being like, well, I can get kicked out. They can replace me. And then you have to be strong enough to know, okay, if they do, then they do. Because, like, this job is not for me then.
I was like, if it's for me, it'll be for me.
And so I applaud you at this age, at 22, doing this, because when I was 22, it's like it was back in the old school days, right? The old school thinking, whereas this is equals this. So this is how you have to be this time, especially in theater.
Oh, 100%.
So I'm very glad that this is I'm seeing things revolutionizing. I'm loving it. I'm seeing it. So this last question that I want to ask, I ask all of my guests, and it kind of sums up their own personality and why they do what they do. And is there a philosophy that you live by?
God. I was like, you know what? Yeah, like, nothing to me matters. I'm like, I pray every day. I'm like, God, if it's for me, it'll happen. If you want this for me, open those doors. I grew up in a Christian household, and recently I was like, okay, well, like, why am I a Christian? Like, sometimes we have like those burdens of, oh, well, I just grew up, so I'm just in the church. And I'm like, no, like, I want to go on my own spiritual journey. Like, I want to know for myself, not just because how I was raised, but I really want to know these answers. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I found those answers, and I talked to him. I'm like, you know what? If it's for me, nothing can be against me. And I feel like a lot of people see that in me. They're like, oh my gosh, like, even like your hardest times, you're just so bubbly and down. I'm like, I mean, what am I going to worry about it for? I can't fix things, Like, I give it to him. He does it all for me. I just live my life. I'm like, hey, I don't have gas money right now. Give it to him. I'll have gas money tomorrow. You never know,
Right,
right? It's
right,
like, so
right.
I was like, God first. Like, that's always, that's my number one. I was like, all this can die off. All this can mean nothing to me. And I still have him, and I'm set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I love about hearing those answers is everyone's is different, obviously. But
Yeah.
I always start with a full interview. The viewers get to learn a little about you, and then you slowly start to show your true personality.
Yeah.
And that one answer alone kind of just showcases your
Yeah.
authenticity. Right? And I love that because that's the first time I ever heard someone, mention any sort of religious figure or anything outside of like, oh, like, just work hard, or like, oh, just,
Yeah.
don't take things too seriously, right? Like, it's very, like, cliche. And not that there's anything wrong with that, because that's them. But, like, that's the first time that I really see someone very invested in their faith and let that guide them.
Yeah.
Because we're in such a world where we're like, oh my God, like, I want to control everything. Like, if this doesn't work out, oh my God, my life's over, right?
Right.
But
it's hard times
yeah,
out here.
I know, but I love it. Like, you're sitting here, like, you're 22, and you kind of have, like, this bright light. Like, I feel like when you mentioned RBF, I was like, between the two of them, I'm like, come on. I didn't get that. Like, you came in like, hey! But, it's absolutely amazing, and I think that you're going to go extremely far just by your personality alone.
Thank you.
And I hope nothing, even New York, because I know how New York can be, and the industry can be, does not dampen that shine. I want you to come back.
Yeah.
And like, if I'm still doing this, like here or somewhere else in like 5 years, I want you to like be shining more. And I'm like, oh, thank God. Like, it's like, I'm like my little daughter now. Like, no, do not kill her, New York. I already know you. Don't do it. But that's absolutely amazing. So I cannot wait to see what you do.
Thank you so much.
Are you going? Did you make the choice to go to that school?
I haven't decided yet, but I'm definitely like weighing my options. Like, it's 100% not cut out. I was like, there's something drawing me to New York. I'm like, okay, well, if this is my next path, then I'm gonna make it happen.
Yeah. My advice always to people is you'll feel when you're in a place.
Yeah.
If you feel you belong there.
100%.
Or not.
Yeah.
I would always advise people that would ask me is never go to a place because you think that place is gonna make you. Everyone's gonna say, oh yeah, LA and New York are the places you have to be. Theater and film, but like if you don't like it there, like nothing's gonna like happen. You know what I'm saying?
That's so true.
So I love that you're going with the flow. Because my next question was gonna be like, when are you starting? But you haven't made that choice yet. But for the viewers there, where can they look for you?
Oh yes, my Instagram. So it's just Destiny Blacque. So DESTINY BLACQUE, and that's on TikTok and Instagram.
And are you open to probably doing film and like, anyone kind of?
Yeah, hit me up. My DMs are open. I do. I never like, unless it's like a scheduling conflict, I never say no to a project because I'm always willing to expand my resume. I would rather have experience than not. So I'm always open.
I love a hard worker.
Yeah, I'm like, well, hey, put me in the background. I don't care. I'll stand there and shake my finger.
I know, and I figured out you're a Capricorn, so you're.
I am.
When I tell people I do research, I know it.
I am.
You're sitting there like, oh my God,
I was like, Capricorns, they have that super. She's like, oh, they work so hard. I'm like, I think it's true.
But it's good, though.
I was like, yeah.
It's the earth sign.
Yeah.
Right? You gotta
stay solid,
hey, it always works out in the end, right?
It does.
And I'm already so proud of you, and I love the energy that you're bringing here. I now know why you're constantly coming back to every single show. And I love it, because I did watch a little bit of yours at Dawn.
Oh, the little ghost hunting?
Yeah. Wait a minute, that's another thing I want to see something you were tagged in. There's like a ghost hunting, you and two other girls that go out and test the supernatural.
We're living the life.
What? Okay. So what is that about? Like, do you really go to like on a place? Is that like a passion of yours?
Well, honestly, I met them at. We were all coworkers, and we just like bonded, and now we're like tied at the hip. So we all loved watching like scary movies, ghost stuff, ghost adventures. We're always talking about it. Sam and Colby on YouTube, and when Anna, she's like, well, why don't we just do it? I mean, Adriana are like, oh, okay. Why not? So we haven't done it in a while just because we're always like somewhere else, like considering like halftime, because we just do it at halftime. So it's like we just go to places in Vegas. So like we went to Luxor, Circus, Excalibur, the Flamingo. Yeah, I've had some gnarly experiences.
Yeah, what's the most like shaky experience you've had?
I feel like I don't remember what hotel it was exactly, but I had on a jacket, and because there's an escape room here in Vegas, it's called The Basement. I used to work there, so I had.
Oh dear.
Yes, I had like the jacket, so it said like The Basement on it. And so I'm just wearing it like lollygagging, just messing with the camera, and then on Adriana's phone, like we like use those little ghost tube apps just for fun to see if anything does come through. And it said basement, and I'm like in my own little world, like I'm not paying attention. And Adriana and Anna are like, basement? What do you mean? There's no basement here. I'm like, huh? The basement? We just walked in here. Like that doesn't make any sense. And I look down, like, oh, it's talking about me. I have a jacket that says The Basement on it. And, like, that entire night, like, we had the dowsing rods. I showed them on the other episode. Like, everywhere I would walk, it would follow me.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so sometimes, like, I don't want to, like, spirits or whatever you want to call them, they like to get attached, but you do have to be strong. Like, you're not coming home with me.
Set the boundary.
Yeah, like,
people don't know how to do that.
Yeah, like, I'll be your friend now, but you're going to stay here. And I'm big on that. That's why I'm also like huge on my faith. I'm like, yeah, no, I will cast a demon out in 5 seconds.
Should I have brought some salt in this room, Maria?
Right? It's like
salt the studio because you like to, you know.
I know. Like, thankfully, nothing has ever followed me. I'm super grateful.
Have you been to the Zach?
I have. I think I've been like 3 or 4 times. Yeah, Adriana, she loves that place. I'm like, girl, she wants to go to the basement. Like, you're.
No, I hear things. I hear people who are really pure pass out.
Yeah.
So.
Like, she's very empathetic, so, like, she can feel
the
things.
So they're, like, attached to her.
Yeah,
like,
they like her.
Ooh.
Me, I'm like, I don't think they like me very much.
No.
I'm like, no.
Well, that's the best. Like, I hear experiences with people that, like, they love it, but they, like, it doesn't bother them.
Yeah.
Like, they're just kind of like, okay, well, I'm stronger. Like, ha.
Right, like, I'm
and
alive.
Nothing. They're just like, okay, whatever. But the people who are, like, really pure and go, they're like, oh, my God, I'm so interested. And then they feel and they see everything. And I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, they're like, this is not
for
for
me.
me. I'm like, yeah, it's not for everyone. It was like, oh, can I go with you? I'm like, no, you can't, because I'm not, if you get possessed, it's not my fault.
Oh, heck no. Girl, see, I stay far away. I drive past it and I'm like, don't look. Don't look. We're staying right here because I don't even want to enter, like, open a door.
Yeah, it's
by saying hi. Like, no, we're not going to do that. Because I know in my brain I'm going to do it.
Right.
I'm going to look over there and that's it.
You might see something in the corner. It's like, gotta go.
No, see? Ooh. Anyway, but yes, that was a great, like, afterthought. Like, joke. We didn't end the interview right there. You know, we could talk about ghosts now. But amazing. Yes. I love how versatile you are, and I love how you're just so, you love doing it, so you're just going to go in with your faith and stay happy doing it. Of course. You know, no pressure. I love it. So I would have definitely hear your experiences, DM me, girl, let the world know, come back on my show. But everyone, Destiny Blacque, please follow her, round of applause. Make sure to reach out to her, wish her the best, watch everything that she does, support her. I think that she just has a great light about her, but she's also strong, and she's not going to take no poop from anybody.
That's
and
right.
We love it. We love a strong woman here, girl. All right, and then when we come back, we're going to switch gears over to something more funky, and I cannot wait to introduce you to her. And yeah, so make sure you don't go anywhere. Refill your drinks, continue your lunch, don't move out of your seat even if your butt hurts, because we're not done talking. See you after the break.
Hi, I'm Deacon T with Modern Word Ministries. It's great to be with you today. Just a short little promo for our show. Every Sunday morning we have service, and you can follow us at 10 a.m. Pacific time on modernwordministries.org. And if you missed us or you want to see some of our older messages, go ahead and check us out on socialmediashows.com every single morning at 9 a.m. It's a great way to kick off your day, get a little bit of the word in you, get something uplifting, get you started off on your way. You know, if you're looking for prayer or you need some help, reach out to us. If you go to our website, again, that's modernwordministries.org, you can interact with me via telephone, via DM, text message, whatever you want. I'll get right back to you. So if you need prayer, you need help, you just need somebody to talk to, Modern Word Ministries is here for you. We are your church in the community. So until you see you next time, be blessed, everybody. Bye-bye.
Got Films is a full-service production company that provides motion picture quality content and production services for use in the film and TV industry. Looking for a seasoned crew, high-quality equipment, or other production services for your film, TV, commercial, corporate convention, sports, news, or interview project? Your search stops here. Some of our projects include NASCAR, American Restoration, Pawn Stars, Counting Cars, Top Chef, BattleBots, Forge and Fire, and Street Outlaws. We have also produced over 60 feature films and documentaries. We're ready for all your needs. Whatever your project, whatever your budget, big or small, Got Films got you. GotFilms.com.
Hi guys, and welcome back. I hope you guys all loved listening to Destiny's story. I know some of you viewers that watch multiple shows on this platform might have seen her before, but I hope that we kind of learn more about her because I know every show is different and what they're talking about. But anyways, now, drum roll please. I'm going to introduce you to the girl where I told you in the beginning, if you were listening to my little opening monologue, it's really different from the rest of the guests that I've had on, and I've been waiting to have someone that I could talk about this on camera with on the show. So I'm really, really, really glad that she's here because most of those people have 9-to-5 jobs and they can't be here. But anyways, we are going to meet someone who is all about K-pop. Now that's where I met her. That's how I met her through, and you're going to see her outfit, and it's already going to make so much sense. So everyone, please welcome Marissa Warren. Hey, queen. Hugs. Miss Tall Queen.
I
please
know.
sit.
I was like, I hope I can fit in the camera.
Girl, thank you for coming.
Thank you
I
for
know
having
this is
me.
not normally what you're used to.
No.
At all. So this is a very big new experience for
It's
you.
really different.
Yeah, and you're seeing me in a different light because we actually met in a very less professional setting, not in personal time. So it's the first time that she's seeing me on duty. But, so, this is going to be a little different type of interview because how I have to attack this is because I want to dive so quickly into K-pop, but I want people to know kind of about you.
Yes.
And kind of, I think we're just going to jump right into why K-pop and all of those things, because Marissa's very different in a way where, how I met her was obviously at Oddfellows. Obviously, you heard a lot about my time there. I talk about it all the time. I refer everyone to K-pop night, which is tomorrow.
Oh.
I'm so excited.
I'm excited too.
But, so Marissa actually has a YouTube, and she does a lot of reactions to K-pop music videos, releases, dances, all of those things. And so I kind of want to hear your beginnings with K-pop, how it drew you in, and then how it led you to do reaction videos and kind of do YouTube. Yeah.
Okay, so in the beginning, I was one of those people. So back in 2016, I had a friend who was into K-pop. And she kept telling me, she's like, Marissa, you have to listen to BTS. You have to listen to BTS. And I was like, why would I listen to guys I can't understand? I was like, I'm not going to do that. So a couple months later, I remember BTS dropped a song with Steve Aoki. And I was like, okay, I'll listen to this song. Loved it, instantly. I was like, okay, I like this. Still wasn't a fan. I was like, I don't know. And then as time went on, I kept hearing them. And I was just like, okay. And I was on Facebook one day, and there was a video MTV put on. It was meet BTS's ARMY. And I was like, let me see what this is all about. So I watched the video, and it was so inspiring how different people came together to listen to 7 guys from South Korea. So I was like, okay, let me do my research. So I started doing my research on BTS, and I was like, okay, who's who? What was their message? How they even discover this? What made them want to do music? And what is their overall message? And I think I really connected with them because they talk about stuff like that, social anxiety, not feeling like they're enough, the pressure of school. And I feel I connected with them on that. So it was funny because that time I was getting into them. I had texted my friend and I was like, dude, these guys are awesome. I think I just became a fan. And she's like, well, guess what? She's like, their album drops Friday. And I was like, I'm there, watching it. So that weekend, I remember being in my office and I was like, okay, any minute now, this video is going to come up. Video comes up with Boy With Love.
and the first thing I see is blue hair Taeyoung,
Oh.
and I like fell in love. Especially because like when I got into K-pop too, I went to K-pop night. My friends were like, "Well, there's K-pop night, let's go." And I remember going and thinking like, all these girls were crazy. Because I remember BTS came on, everyone was screaming. I'm like, why is everybody screaming? Like, are they here? Like, why are they screaming? Like, I panicked for a second. I was like, wait a minute. And then, like, just seeing how, like, everyone goes on that stage and dances and everyone just having fun, like how I saw in the video I saw on Facebook, I was like, I love this. I was like, it's fun. Yeah. So after that, I just kind of fell down the rabbit hole. I started listening to iKON, and then I got into, like, different groups. Like, I remember I got into Tomorrow by Together, and I remember telling myself, BTS is the line. Like, this is already too much as it is. Yeah. Tomorrow by Together came out, fell in love with Yoonjun. And then after that, it just kept becoming more and more, like, more groups added on, more groups added on. And then what got me into YouTubing was, I always had a YouTube channel up, and I never knew what I wanted to do with it. Because I knew I wanted to be, like, kind of like a personality, but just didn't know what. And everyone was like, well, do stories on your, like, your funny stories about your love life and what's going on with you. And I'm like, I don't think I want people in my business like that. Yeah. Like, I don't want people making fun of me like, well, you're dumb for falling for that, or laughing at me. I was like, And then I used to watch, well, I still watch them actually, but I used to watch his videos a lot back then. This YouTuber named, I can't remember if it's like Brisk Life, but it's like BRISX Life. And he did reaction videos. And he would react to BTS, he would react to Card, Blackpink, G-Idol, all them. And I was just like, okay. And I was like, his videos are funny. And he was getting like a lot of views and stuff. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I should do something like that. Because everyone likes my over dramatic personality and my little ad libs I do. So I'm like, I'm gonna look into this. So I started looking into like what I wanted my channel to be like, and I actually reached out to him, and I'm like, hey, do you have any advice? Because I'm kind of want to do what you're doing. And he's just like, he actually responded, and I was actually surprised. I was like, oh, he responded. And he's like, just be on top of it. Who cares if you don't have the whole setup? Get up, just get your phone, pull your laptop out, record it, do it. And he's like, and it will happen. Yeah. So I started doing that, and as time got on, of course, when you first start something, it doesn't blow up right away. My channel's still not even blowing up. But as time went on, different videos got like 2K views, and some would have 29 views. But it was just like the simple fact that people were seeing my videos made me so happy. And I'm just like, everyone, like, we're all relating to something, like joking about how we saw a little clip of J-Hope's abs in the video and stuff like that. So that's what got me like really like, okay, I want to do reaction videos and see what I can do with that and what I can build on this. Yeah, and so one of your most viewed videos is almost up to 7K views, and this one was Jungkook and Charlie Puth's that song, and I watched it, and you're hilarious. It's different because I know you personally, right? Yeah. So what I'm seeing is you have all the posters. Yes. Like, she's a true K-pop stan. She even named her cats after one of the BTS members. Yes. But, she's got all the posters of all these groups behind her, and you're sitting there and you're watching, and then you start singing along. Yeah. Which is different. Which is funny because that video came out on my birthday, so I literally was like filming it right before I went out for my birthday that day, and I was like, I gotta watch this first. This is more important. Jungkook's more important than my birthday right now. Focus. Right. And so what are the reviews that you're kind of getting from a lot of your subscribers? Like, are they cheering you on? Like, do you have anything that you feel like you need to fix? Do they... A lot of them are, like, just giving out suggestions. Like, oh, you should watch this video by Espo. Or, like, oh, I liked how you related, like, how you laughed at that part. Like, even in the Jungkook one, I think there was a comment where someone was like, I laughed at the part where he got ran over, too. Yeah. Because it was, like, so dorky. And I love when they have, like, that dorky mentality. Because it gives something more to laugh at and really catches your attention. Yeah. So you're like the ultimate K-pop stan. I wouldn't say ultimate. People think that that's me, and I'm like, you have not met, like, that's why I want to get you on here. Someone like that's really big into, you know, some of the people. Yeah. Like, in here, so y'all can see, like, there are people that are, which is a good thing, because I'm like, what you think, I'm like, I feel like I'm completely clueless, even though I'm not. Yeah. But, like, you are loud and proud. I mean, her phone wallpaper, like, it's rotates idols, right? Like, I mean, it rotates idols, actors, Because I watch a lot of K-dramas too, and I'm like, I was thinking like, what can I do my K-dramas next? Because I watch a lot of those too.
Yeah. So what really draws you into just like the Korean culture? Besides how sexy the men are, because obviously you're very big on guy groups versus girls, right?
I just love how pure they are, and I don't know why their language is so like sexy. Like I could fall asleep to them talking, like but I just like how pure their culture is. Like I watch a lot of variety shows, and like my favorite is 2 Days and One Night. And I just love how, like, sometimes I would watch it and be like, are they really that dramatic? Like, because, like, sometimes they'll do something and be like, oh, and I'm like, that wasn't that big of a deal. Like, but it's just, like, it's so pure and it's funny and they're all wholesome and they're very nice. Like, even when they have guests on the show, when they do something and it hurts the guests, they're like, oh, like, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? And then, like, even when, like, 2 weeks later, that guest that was on the show will come back or go on another show and be like, yeah, they were super nice. Like, they text me, made sure I was home. So I just think that purality, besides watching them eat lots of food,
we love that.
Their food.
Mukbangs literally started in Korea.
When I watch 2 Days and One Night and they're eating, and I'm just like,
no, I love it. It's therapeutic to me.
Yes, it's the best.
Yeah, but you guys, she's such a big fan. Is like, you know, like, the talk about WeBridge. It was a K-pop expo that we had this past April, and I didn't know she was going to be there, right? And, like, obviously there's a lot of people that I ran into that I met at K-pop night that, you know. But all of a sudden, I'm at the concert, day one, and we're having a blast. All of a sudden, they, like, pan over to a lot of the fans. And then I see her. She's not hard to miss because she always has colored hair.
Yes.
So I, like, looked at, like, the base unit and I was like, is that Marissa?
The funny thing about that is, like, the first time I was totally caught off guard. Like, he panned the camera to me, and I literally went, oh, and like, oh, no.
Her face went, and I'm like, oh my god, I think that's her.
In the middle of Bam Bam talking, I kind of saw the guy pan the camera back towards, like, my section. And I was like, let me prepare myself this time. So literally, like, I have a friend, she posted it on her TikTok. But literally, like, you can see me clapping. And I'm actually whispering, he got me again. He got me again. But it's so, like, I loved it. Like, WeBridge was so fun. And I loved being able to see in Hyphen.
And I like that it's in Vegas and I don't have to go to KCON in LA, which I hope we get the lineup.
I wish we had more concerts here. Like, I love that BTS came here and that Blackpink
I think that kind of opened up. I think BTS coming here kind of opened up the door for people seeing Las Vegas as being profitable.
Yes.
And people are willing to come to Las Vegas.
Yeah, because, like, WeBridge, I was like, yes, like, I'm going to get to see Jessie, B.O., and Hyphen, Bam Bam.
Yeah.
How do they pronounce it? Like, Six? Or C-I-X? I don't know how to pronounce her name. But, like, seeing, like, them coming, I was just like, oh, I get to learn new groups because I didn't know who Six was, or what was the other group that came? What was the other boy group?
Oh, One Us.
Yeah, One Us.
I love One Us.
Like, I didn't know who they were at the time because I'm still learning as I go. And seeing, like, sometimes when I go to concerts and I don't know, like, their music, going to the concert would intrigue me.
You know, One Us,
yeah,
like, performers, and people slept on them, and I kept telling people, and then when I saw them on the lineup, I was like, I have to go. And then Monsta X was released, and then I went, I'm going.
I saw Monsta X, Jessie, and then Hyphen. I was like, I'm definitely going because I gotta go see my Junie. I was like, I have to go see him.
Oh my goodness. So, okay, this is probably gonna be the most common question that people are gonna ask because, you know, K-pop, people will kind of say it's kind of like a cult culture. Like, the way that the fandom is. And I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I'm part, like, you know, the way the fandom is, it's a very highly interactive type of fandom versus here in Western culture. Now, how would you tell someone how to get started into going to K-pop? Because people are probably going to say there's so many groups, then the groups have so many members. Yeah. It's not like some of them have 4 to 5, but, like, Western groups, max would be 5. Yeah. You know, and then there's some K-pop groups, there's 11 guys. NCT has 20. Right. How many of them? So how would you tell someone who's new how to even get started with K-pop if they're interested?
So I usually tell people, like, start with, like, the most known group. So I'm usually like, oh, listen to Stray Kids or listen to BTS. Because there's people who don't even know who BTS is. Because when I went to the Stray Kids concert, and my cousin's friend was like, oh, Stray Kids is the only group I know. And I'm like, you don't know who BTS is? She's like, no. And I'm like, wow.
They know Stray Kids, but they don't know BTS.
Right, I'm like, that's different. I've never heard of that.
I've never heard that.
Yeah, I've never heard of anyone saying that. Like, they didn't know who BTS was.
If they're into K-pop already. That's
so I was like, huh. But I always tell people, like, you know, try to listen, like, their music, even if you don't understand it, you feel it. Like, you don't have to understand it to know what they're talking about. And that's how, like, I got into BTS. Is I listened to their music, like, listening to Save Me and Spring Day, even 0 O'Clock. Like, you don't know what they're saying. Or if you're fluent in Korean, you know what they're saying. But it's like, you can feel that message that they're trying to pass on to you. Because even, what was it, the 7 album? Or was, oh no, yeah. Which one was the one they released in COVID? Like, when COVID hit? I forgot.
Permission to Dance?
When they, like, was like, Life Goes On. Yeah, It was like, even that, like, when they released it, it was just like that warm feeling of, because all of us were locked up. So I always tell people, like, just understand the message first. Listen to a song. Always start, like, even when I first got into BTS, I listened to Idol with Nicki Minaj. And I was like, this isn't for me. Like, no. And then later on, I'm like, this is for me.
Yeah. And then explain to the audience, because I want a true, like, a big K-pop stan explain to the audience about how K-pop really is formulated, because it's different than what you think. It's not just kind of like boys and girls dancing around really pretty. There's something with the choreography, right? Like, you want to make known why the fandom's so strong is because...
So the fandom's really strong because when you really think about it, it's, like I said, it's the message they pass to us. It's the energy that they put in. It's like they literally put their blood, sweat, and tears into making sure we have these great performances. Because even like, what was it? Like when I went to BTS, it's just like, you could tell like how much energy they put in it to make sure we have fun and we excited. Because it's not, people might think we're like the little cult culture. We're far from that. Like, there's so many groups of people who like band together to do good causes in these idols' names. And it's because these idols promote us wanting to love ourselves more, to do good and do all these things, that we gravitate towards it. And we use it as, they want us to be great, so why can't we be great? Yeah. And it's like, we need to, like, that's how I take it. I take it as, BTS wants me to love me for who I am and not change me for nobody. So I'm going to follow that message, and I'm going to do that for myself.
Yes, but there's another thing that I want to pinpoint that I want you to talk about, is that what people don't get, like, with K-pop, each group will obviously be very big on visuals. Yes. There'll be a vocal line, there'll be a rap line, and then they're really big on choreography. Yeah. Now with the choreography, what a lot of people don't get is that it never changes, right?
It never changes.
The thing with the songs is that the fans are able to connect with the idols in a way because they're going to perform it in a way that they did in the music video.
Yeah, so and that's what we look for. Like, prime example, if you guys all went to Permission to Dance, everyone knows when Fake Love comes on, we want to see Jungkook lift his shirt. Oh, yeah. It's like, that's what we, like, when we go to these concerts, we look for that signature move. That's what we want to see. We want to see the dance as it is. Like, even when I went to We Bridge and then Hypen was there, sounds wrong, even though Nicki is 17, I was ready to see Nicki do the Fever dance because he does it so well. Yeah. But even, like, it's like you want to see those people. I know, it's so
We're not going to catch a case. She means she admires his talent.
Yes.
This is what we're saying on camera.
That's why I said it's hard.
She admires his talent.
Because they make them look so mature. And you're like,
yes.
I don't know.
She respects his talent.
But honestly, with Nicki, though, I voted for him every week on Island. I was like, vote, because his dancing was so good even on Island. So that's like, even with We Bridge, like, I went because I wanted to see him dance because that's what I voted for. That's what I wanted him in the group for. I wanted him to be their lead dancer. Yeah. So it's just like, when we go to these things, that's what we prepare for. We want to see them hit that note. We want to see them do that dance move. We want to see the key things we see in the videos put on stage because that's what we live for.
And there's going to be a lot of people, they bash the guy groups for looking too feminine. That's why they don't listen to K-pop, or they there's a lot of hateful things going around that judges it before they enter it. How would you try to tell someone to give K-pop a chance? What is kind of your way of being like, because you will, I don't know about you, but like a lot of K-pop fans want to expand. They want to share this like type of music and fandom with other people, but the most common thing, especially in West culture, is like, oh my god, why do the boys wear makeup? Like, why are there so many? Why do they this? Why do they that? Like, oh my god, are they rapping? Like, you know what I mean? Like, all of these things, because a lot of Western culture doesn't understand it. Yeah. So how would you kind of tell them, be like, that's not like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I tell people that's just what everyone likes. Like, it's just that's always been. They always wear the makeup. But when you really think about it, what artist doesn't really wear makeup? Because in music videos and even acting, like, they put on a little bit of makeup to make them look presentable for the camera. Like, I don't know if everyone doesn't wear it, but I know there has to be some. But usually, like, when I get someone to, like, go down the rabbit hole with me, I always tell them, like, don't knock it till you try it. Because I did that. I was trying to knock it, and then one day I was like, I'm going to try it. And then next thing you know,
now
I go to every concert now.
Shoot.
So it's
dyeing her hair and everything. Like, oh, I get it.
Even one of my friends, like, he was like, I want to get into K-pop. And then I was like, he's like, how do you get into it? And I just started playing music in front of him, and he's like, I want to go with you to K-pop or Blackpink. But he's going to be out of town, so we can't go to Blackpink. And I'm like, you just have to try it. Like, you just have to listen to it. But him, because he's a guy, and I, of course, showed him the girl groups. I'm like, oh, this is aespa, this is New Jeans, this is Everglow. Of course, you know, the visuals is what pulled him in. Yeah. And then after, like, finding out one girl, he's like, okay, she's cute. Then he's, like, actually listening to the song. Yeah. And he's like, I like that song.
Yeah. So just give the viewers a little bit of a list of your top 5 guy groups and top 5 girl groups for some viewers that might be really interested after watching this interview and to kind of just dive into it to give a chance. What are your top 5 in each gender?
So guy groups, BTS, of course, Tomorrow by Together, ENHYPEN, Stray Kids, and then, I would say GOT7.
Oh,
because that's the I listen to the most.
Wow.
Yeah.
All over the place. Bunch of bunch of, new groups,
like,
and then GOT7.
Yeah.
Because
there's a 6th person, which is ATEEZ, of course, but...
I'm
like,
my heart. ATEEZ too. We made 6 because I love the guy group.
Yeah.
So ATEEZ.
As far as girl groups go, this is the hardest for me because I'm more gravitate towards the guy groups because, because I go for the visuals. But, of course, Blackpink, Everglow. I feel like Everglow doesn't get the hype that they should get. New Jeans. I like G-Idol. I don't care what everybody says. I like G-Idol. And then there was another girl group I got into. Twice.
Oh.
I love Twice.
I had to think about that. All the Twice stands are going to be like, are you serious? You have to think about it.
Right. I had to think about it because I was like...
These fandoms fight, let me tell you.
Oh, don't get me started on the fighting.
The Blackpink, Blinks, and ARMY be fighting on Twitter, and y'all need to calm the heck down.
You know what's crazy? I'm like oblivious to it. I'm like, so like...
I see it and I'm just like, oh, here we go. Y'all need to calm down. This is coming from a Blink and an ARMY, so y'all need to relax.
I personally don't get the beef. I'm like, did I miss something?
I don't know. I think it's a high versus
I mean,
but
they're both really good.
Right. So, one last thing. So, for your YouTube channel, excuse me, what are your goals? Where is it headed? What drives you to do it? What's your next video that's coming up? Tell us a little bit about what you're pushing forward and what drives you to keep doing that.
As far as my YouTube channel goes, I'm just trying to do more reaction videos. I'm hoping to maybe one day be like how Blacque was when he did his, where I can fly out to South Korea and go meet the groups and go do like fun games and maybe like watch their new videos with them and react to it. Kind of like how Jessie did. I forgot. She like did one where she watched it. I think it was ATEEZ and she watched it. She was looking at him like, ooh. Like, I want to do something like that.
Though. She's with all the groups doing that.
And then I want to, like, bring more things into it. Because, like I said, I like to watch K-dramas. And I like to stay in the, Korean entertainment loop. So sometimes I'll go on TikTok and do, like, let's talk about this. And I'll bring up, why are they mad that so-and-so are dating? So I just want to be able to, like, talk, like, be able to be a platform where, like, we could talk about this stuff.
Right.
Because it feels like it doesn't get talked about.
And what's their latest video?
The latest video I have is Jungkook featuring Lotto's. Yeah, 7. I had to do like a last minute, so I'm like in my room like...
All the TikTokers will probably hear the latest K-pop, with whether it be New Jeans or 7 by Jungkook. But yes. Yeah. But before we go, how big of a K-pop person she is she got caught up. See, the problem when you're a K-pop and there's such a big fandom, these people get real mad real quickly, and she almost got canceled because of a BTS member.
So
their video. Tell them how strong. This is how strong K-pop is. That she posted a TikTok and people got hella mad. She was getting beef. We on Twitter were talking about her. I had to do some damage control for her.
So first off, I want to apologize if I offended anybody. Even though I said this multiple times, people still weren't getting it. I went to August D. I got VIP seats, and I came back. Everything was fine. I was having fun posting. I literally had like a little stuck in my window. I posted a TikTok because I saw that Suga had brought Max one day and Halsey another day. So on my TikTok, I was just like, this concert was amazing. Like, I loved everything about it, but I'm salty that we didn't get a special guest. Suga Stans didn't like it. She saved my video, posted it all over.
It went viral.
Yeah, it was all over Twitter. It was just like, she's ungrateful. She didn't deserve to see him. And I felt like my content, like, it got taken out of context. Because I'm just like, I praised this whole concert, and I said one thing where I'm like, I'm salty about that. Like, because usually first days and last days are when the special guests come. And I'm just like...
And this was in LA, right?
Yeah, it was in LA.
Okay.
So it was kind of like, I was just like, I'm a little salty about this. And the girl took it, and her friends took it, and they were literally telling people, like, you, like, go on there and go look, like, how dare she say this? Like, she's ungrateful. Like, it was crazy. Like, I was like, this, and I even apologized. I was like, I'm sorry if it got, if it was too much. Like, I'll take the video down, and I took it down. They still saved it. They went on my Instagram, posted the picture of my Instagram, like, she's an inspiring YouTuber. She's talking about Suga like this.
Yeah.
I was getting comments of, like, people wishing ill on me. They're like, I hope nothing but the worst for you. And I actually stayed off of TikTok for, like, 2 months after that, because I was just like, I need to just back up, because you can't win in those situations.
And this is coming from the same fandom that we're in.
Yeah, like the same fandom.
It becomes crazy. That's
I
draw a line.
You have to be very careful with, like, what you talk about, who you talk about, because you say one wrong thing, they're going to take it and they're going to run with it. And that's exactly what she did. She took the video down, which she posted like, if I want to be viral, I want it to be about Suga. I don't want it to be about me bashing somebody.
It was wild.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Not you and the K-pop beef.
I know, and then they're like, you're less than a fan. And I'm like, Suga's the reason why I kind of got into BTS. Like, he's the one that opened the door. Taehyung just shut the door real fast and locked it.
Right. But, so that's how crazy it can be.
Yeah, it can get really crazy.
But yeah, and so now, but you're still in the public eye. You're still pushing your YouTube and hope that, but again, you want to be able to speak your truth as well. Because in the event that maybe there's just something that you're like, hey, I have to re-listen to this multiple times because it's not sticking yet. Yeah. But you already know what that can lead to is a lot of the schemes.
Yeah, so that's the thing. When you become like TikTok famous or YouTube famous or starting to get there, it's very taboo because something people will take out of context and be like, oh, how dare you? And then other people will be on your side and be like, she has the right to her opinion or he has the right to opinion. But K-pop,
they get really protective of their idols.
You would think like that was their cousin.
Yeah, like they get hella mad. How dare you not like this song?
Yeah, and it's like, I'm sorry. Like, I remember one time my friend was telling me she didn't like someone's hair on the group, and they were like, how dare you not like his hair? And she's like, sorry.
Right. But that pretty much sums up K-pop. So just tell everyone briefly what your YouTube channel is, where they can follow your TikTok, your Instagram, and mostly your YouTube because we want to get you those views. We want people to see what a reaction video even is for those who don't understand. Yes. So tell them your handles and stuff.
So as you guys know, I'm Marissa, but I go as LB. My YouTube channel is called LB's Universe because it's a universe of K-popness. TikTok is the same, LB Universe. Everything's LB Universe. So basically, Instagram, it's l.bs_universe. I came up with the name because it's my native name I was like BTS World Universe, so I just put the two together.
There it is.
Yep.
So everyone, check it out. I can't push this enough. I've been waiting to have somebody that can talk about that's a bigger fan than me. Not that like you're bigger, but like you're way more.
I'm like involved.
You're like the epitome of a K-pop stan.
I go to cup sleeve events, concerts.
Yeah, and I might too, but I try to at least compartmentalize in a professional setting because I don't mean that crazy Asian girl. but I love it. Speak your truth. I love it. I want people to see what K-pop really is, except they just hear this Asian girl talking about Asian music.
It is not cult culture, guys. It's a really positive thing. Like if your kids get into
but you become obsessed. That's all I have to say is that you start like you're like this and you will start sticking up for those. That's where the cult culture comes in, when these people start all of a sudden they'll gift them things, they'll follow them around. They like get upset when they have another female in a music video because now they're pissed. I don't know. It's a vibe. But Marissa is the girl to go to. Any K-pop questions? Do you have any suggestions? Watch her videos, her reaction videos. She's reacting to a lot of recent releases. A lot of these are recent songs you probably have heard on TikTok or all the reels, all this stuff. But if you want to just start diving into it, that's where you're going to go. And I suggest to just give it a try. Open your mind. This is the new thing, right? So, yeah. But anyway, thank you, Marissa Ward, everyone. I know this is a different interview than normal, but this is her thing, is K-pop. This is her passion. Passion. Her cat's name is Suga.
It is Suga.
Suga and Augusty are the same person. He's one of the rappers.
Min Yoongi, Suga, Augusty, same person.
Yeah, they're same person. So you named your cat Suga. So that's how dedicated she is, and I live for it.
Love it.
Yes. But anyway, Marissa Warren, everybody. Round of applause to her. Follow her YouTube channel, etc. And I hope that you join us at K-pop night tomorrow at Othello's.
Yes.
I'm going to be performing.
Ooh.
Actually, so yeah.
You'll see me there doing certain parts of the dances. That's all I know.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So guys, don't go anywhere. We're going to have one more closing monologue. And yeah, see you. I hope you guys were very enlightened with his hair and everything.
I know, my crazy
I'm living for it's a K-pop fit.
It is.
You know? All right, guys. I'll see you after the break. Don't go anywhere.
It's a tough market. We get it. Home inventory is at an all-time low. It's a seller's market, and cash buyers have the advantage. Recently, cash buyers made up more than a quarter of all home purchases. But we have the solution. New American Funding's Buyer Accepted program allows your buyers to compete with all cash offers by becoming cash buyers themselves. Here's how it works. Buyer Accepted LLC, an affiliated company of New American Funding, will purchase your buyer's new home with cash and sell it back to them for the original purchase price, plus a fee that can be added to the purchase of the home once they secure mortgage financing with New American Funding. The best part is that they don't need to sell their current home first. This is a true cash offer. Clients who use our Buyer Accepted program can secure financing using a conventional loan and even VA. Plus, there are no fees for agents and no sacrificing commissions. Buyer Accepted even offers a free 1-hour certification course that will make you the expert. You want to close more deals and help more clients? New American Funding's Buyer Accepted program is the answer.
John is an employee at one of the most famous firms in the city of New York, so his job is very hectic, and he realized that it is necessary for him to go and finally take a vacation. But he went on a vacation without planning out the details, and wasn't able to truly enjoy where he went because he had to think about so many things that he didn't plan for. Instead of enjoying his time away from work, he came back with more stress that he was not able to take full advantage of his vacation. But this year, a coworker suggested him to try World Ventures this time to make his vacationing more enjoyable and less stressful. They do not require you to plan anything outside of your transportation, which is also available at discounted rates. Your stay, your transport, and many meals are planned by the club. John liked the idea very much. He tries World Ventures, and his experience with the club was amazing, as he made many friends there with whom he had a great time. John recommends that everyone should try this club, as they are the best in business. See how the VIP-vacation-club.com can give you the right experience without all the hassle. Enjoy the VIP experience that only World Ventures provide.
Hi guys, and welcome back. This is The Hot Seat. I am your host, Priscilla Moy, and I really hope that you enjoyed today's episode. It was a little different from what we usually do, and I'm kind of glad that you guys got to meet Marissa, and we kind of just got to dive straight into one certain topic, and that's just, I don't know, I hope you guys loved it. I mean, I'm still hooked on it. We can talk about K-pop forever, and I hope that she can come back on, hope that her YouTube kind of pops off, and then we can really talk about the music with you guys and introduce you to some really cool things. I think that'd be a great kind of different take on an interview that I've ever done. But I think the theme today is just two completely strong, positive women out there just being themselves, speaking their truth, going with the flow, just doing things that they love to do. Marissa loves K-pop. She's just going to go do stuff, K-pop, live her best life. And Destiny, she just loves theater. So she's just going to go down that hole and just see where it goes. And there's so many great things that you could take from both those interviews, whether or not you like theater or you're in that field or you like K-pop or you don't. But taking that passion and just going through something that you like and kind of making it a thing. I think all of us can take that in our own personal way and try to just manifest it into something that can leave our legacy behind. I was just talking to a friend the other day who doesn't know what he wants to do with his life. So he's sitting there, jobless, doesn't know if he wants to go back to school. And I literally told him, just write down a bunch of things that you love and then go from there. See how you can make those things a career. See what things are out there that you can do those things. And don't feel too pressured into making sure each one of those things work, right? We're in a world where there's so much opportunity and so much acceptance that we can just go out there and pursue anything that our heart desires. Because at the end of the day, it's going to be hard regardless, right? No matter what job you have, whether you love your field or not, it's going to be hard. So it might as well be hard while you love doing something or, like K-pop. It's going to be hard doing YouTube. It's going to be hard. You're going to be getting hate because of a TikTok video you put out. But we love K-pop, so we're going to continue doing it. The same goes across the board for all of you that are home, have a dream, don't know how to start. Just take it step by step. It's not going to be easy, but I promise you the payout is going to be worth it. So I hope that you guys got inspired. I hope you guys go out there, you try something new, listen to new music, go out there, chase your dreams, do all these things, just like these two strong women we had on our show today do every single day. And that's today's episode. So I hope you guys left with some new and cool information and you're out there and inspired and you want to come join us at Oddfellows tomorrow. I will be there. You can watch me dance and whatever. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching The Hot Seat. If you guys are interested in sponsoring or even wanting to be a guest on the show, please email admin@socialmediashows.com. Your bio or inquire, that email will go straight to production and they will respond to you as quickly as possible with the information that is needed. So I hope to see you guys in the hot seat and I hope to see you guys sharing our video and sitting at home and constantly giving us the great comments that we need. So as always, I am your host Priscilla Moy and I will see you on the next episode of The Hot Seat. Bye.